God damn.
Goddamn is right. Goddamn is right, man. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of NHP, man. Welcome back to another edition of the news, man. This is episode, I was going to say 200, not 300, 234 of the news, man. And welcome back to another episode here today for you guys, man. And thank you, as always, for joining us, bro. If this is your first time watching and you guys do not know how the show works, every Monday we are on here after Monday Night Raw with Unscripted. Every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, or in today's case a little bit earlier, with the news, man. As well as for the pay-per-views for WWE and AEW, we will be live directly after the show goes off the air with the official post-show review, man, as we will be live tomorrow night for WWE Bad Blood. After the show goes off the air, man, you guys catch us on here live with the show review for you guys, man. So, yes, if you guys did miss this past Monday's edition of Unscripted, that is the last 3-hour Raw on USA. You guys can now watch that on all platforms. That is episode 215, I want to say, of Unscripted. You guys can now watch that on all platforms. That's Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live every Monday after Monday Night Raw for Unscripted, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now get this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, man, where you can get your official shirt to commemorate the rebrand of the podcast with the next chapter design, as you see on your very screen, man. So, with all that, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at NHP, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. How are you, bro?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just been chilling out. Bad Blood's finally here, man. So that's great to see. And it's gonna be a good weekend, man. I'm excited. And yeah, everything's been good, man. Everything's been good. It was a pretty chill week, and it's gonna be a really good weekend, man. So I'm excited. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? Bell, what's up? How you doing? Anybody that comes in after, how you guys doing? And anybody watching the replay, how are you guys doing? And what about you, bro? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, bro. I'm doing pretty good, man. Just chilling, dude. Just chilling, to be honest, bro. But yeah, excited for the weekend, man. Bad Blood weekend is finally upon us. After the last pay-per-view we did was, yeah, it was about a month ago. So it's been about a month. And now I'm excited. I'm excited to get back on the pay-per-view grind, man. I always love doing the post-show reviews and whatnot, man. So yeah, I mean that is that, man. So yeah, just excited for the weekend, excited for Bad Blood and whatnot. I'm very excited for Bad Blood. Think it's gonna be a good show. And yeah, other than that, dude, nothing much going on whatsoever, man. So with that, bro, yeah, we have a lot, and I mean a lot of interesting news to go over here today with you guys, man, as we will get to that in a second. Like I said, bro, got a lot of interesting news, man. A lot of news that is going to change the landscape, or at least the viewing experience of the fans and of wrestling, and or more specifically AEW. And we got news on Bad Blood. We got unfortunate injury news coming out of Monday, man. And a lot of interesting news here today for you guys. There's been a lot of stuff floating around. There's been a lot of interesting like rumors and stuff. But nothing official. So I figured I figured it wasn't worth putting on the actual sheet of stories we were going to talk about today. But there's some interesting rumors going around about the IC title, and then I seen there was another interesting rumor going around about Miro, and people were saying he was released, but it hasn't. It was reported by Wrestle Votes, and they had tagged Wrestle Ops on Twitter. Um, that Miro had got released, and no official, like, I felt like more people would have reported it, so I didn't know if that was just like rumor or hearsay, but I don't know what's going on with that. And then there's also another interesting rumor going around that Dominic is going to be the one to dethrone Jey Uso for the IC championship, which I think is absolutely stupid, because at the end of
Mhm.
the day, Braun Breaker was pushed up to the main event scene and pretty much got pretty much got Braun Breaker out of the mid card, I thought, because they were going to introduce a new monster into a new dominant force into the mid card scene on Raw. And obviously, I thought that would have been Bronson Reed. But I guess with Seth coming back, I guess that doesn't really make all that. I guess that really doesn't make all that make sense nowadays. Because Bronson's gonna have his hand tied, but I don't know about Dominic holding the IC title. I think it's a little too early for that. Um, personally, but I don't know, man. So I'm interested to know how you guys are feeling about that. And again, like I said, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, man. I don't see him being ready for a title just yet in WWE, in my opinion, man. But how are you feeling about that rumor?
Definitely, man. I have to agree with you. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I don't. First of all, the whole storyline he circled around in is kind of revolved around the women's titles. So I really don't know how they could add it with him having a title, and God forbid that would mean he fucking Damian Priest beats him for that fucking thing, and we got to deal with another Damian Priest reign. I'm okay with that. So I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I just I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I don't think it's time yet. I think you want to build him up a little more. Use this story and the post, effects from the story to build him up more on his own, and then you can go for a title. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that personally.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, man. I just, yeah, I don't know how that sounds to me. I also think, I'm sure WWE can find a better mid card act on the roster to, to dethrone Jey Uso. That is a heel. Um, Judge, somebody in Judgment Day would have made sense, because they could have eventually ended up dropping it to a guy like Dragunov, because he was about to start a feud with them, or at least it seemed like they were about to start a feud with them, and that would have made a lot of sense, and that would have been a nice addition to Monday Night Raw, I think. But yeah, man, I mean, if it wasn't Bronson Reed, I don't know why they just didn't hold off and bring Seth back a little bit later, and then just
Yeah,
did a Bronson and Seth feud for the IC title. I don't know why.
that,
I mean, it would have brought prestige to the title. You're obviously having a big name challenge for the title in Seth Rollins, and then you have Bronson Reed, who has the rocket strapped to him at the moment, with the IC title as well, and he's a dominating figure. You know what I mean? So I thought that would have been nice. So I don't really know how I feel about Dominic holding the belt, like I said. And this is coming from me, bro. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago on Unscripted, bro. But Dominic, just with the way he operates, man, and just the amount of just how good he is at his act. I think the world of him. I think he's got a world of potential. I really do. I genuinely think he has the potential to be a top act in WWE one day, but I just don't know if now is the time to put a mid-card singles title on him. I don't know about that, man. But who knows, man?
no.
Maybe he can prove us all wrong, and put on some good stuff. But that we'll just have to wait and see. But as Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. What about you, Durante? Logan, Bell. Hello, Bell. How are you? Thank you for being here as always. And my man, naysayers. Um, bro, man, I'm glad. Man, I'm glad you got to watch, bro. I'm glad you got to watch, bro. Which It is, man. Listen, there was an interesting conversation sparked on Monday's show, man. There was an interesting conversation sparked, and it could spark some new specials over here maybe in the future,
Good.
man. So yes, we obviously had a very good conversation about the black and gold days, and it might not be the last you guys hear about some retrospective conversations from us, bro. So yeah, man. But Bell, you probably are right. That man Seth, dude, I know I get it, man. The love of the game, you can't fucking you can't stay away from it, bro. You can't stay away from it. I literally trust me, of all
Hmm.
people, I fucking get it,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
I was doing this podcast while I had RSV, bro. I couldn't breathe for shit on here doing unscripted. It's the love of the game. I get it. I get it, bro.
Exactly.
I was gassed after the intro. Trust me when I tell you I get it. But
Some
dude,
people don't even do nothing but just do their work all day. You know what I mean?
I don't know who you're talking about, but we'll talk about that later in private. So
This motherfucker.
okay. No. All right. So I get it, bro. Trust me, I get it. But Seth, bro, you're hurt. And we all know you are, not the most injury reliable person on the roster. Okay. Um, but man, I mean, dude, at some point, bro, please, like, because again,
Think about yourself.
yes, he was brought back for SummerSlam. He was brought back for SummerSlam, and um, shortly after that, we're hearing that he has chronic pain and he's going to be out for a while. Like, dude, if you have chronic pain, like, bro, they didn't need you that bad to be the special guest
No.
ref. I mean, obviously, it played to the story of the match beautifully, but bro, if you're hurt, you're hurt. There's nothing we can do about that. And we'll live. You know what I mean? Or like
Exactly.
with Damian Priest at Money in the Bank, bro, if you're not 100%, I know you want to come back to tell a nice story or whatever you're doing, but dude, you're hurt. We will live. It's going to be okay. Um, and with Bronson Reed here, man, it's like I really hope he's healed up. And judging off Seth Rollins' track record, he's probably not healed up. And
No.
that's what's annoying. It's just like, Seth, dude, please, bro, you're hurt. Stay away. We love you. We want you back, but we want you back at 100%, man. So, I get it, bro. It's the love of the game. It's what we all do. It's what we all do for our passions and our desires and our fucking our dreams and our hopes. But dude, you gotta, when you're hurt, bro, you gotta take a step back, dude. Um, Naysayers, dude. You had no clue the Undisputed was in NXT?
Oh man,
Oh,
they were my favorite They're like my favorite faction ever, dude. They're running NXT, man.
it was legendary.
That was probably literally to this day my favorite faction work that I've watched. Live. It's insane, dude. It was so good.
They dude, NXT had so much good factions around that time, bro. I'm talking Undisputed Era. They had Sanity. Sanity was a phenomenal act. I don't know how Vince fucked that. Well, I know how Vince fucked that up, but that was pretty. It's not hard for Vince to fuck quite literally anything up. But no, they had the Undisputed Era. They're up there, bro. They're probably top five. I'd probably be willing to say they're top three. For me, everybody know, everybody knows, my number one spot is reserved, but dude, that's easy. They're easily the best faction in NXT history, easily. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's not even an argument for anybody else. For Undisputed Era and NXT, they're bro. If you did not know they were in NXT, that's another act I'm gonna need you to go do your homework on, bro. Because oh my god, like legitimately, man, like no exaggeration, like the best faction in NXT history, like some of the best faction work ever. Like Sir K said, like
Mhm.
legendary run, like dude,
Oh
you know how many times I'll go back in like my old like boxes, and I'll like just look at like my Undisputed Era merch, and I'll just be like, just reminisce on just how special of a time that was, dude. The merch was fire, the run was fire. It was great. It was great, man. It was a great run. But honestly, naysayers, man. I don't know, man. We might have some interesting stuff coming your way, man. We might have some some retrospectives coming your way, because I think we would all enjoy some old some old reminiscing on some old NXT, some old god awful Raw and SmackDown. We could all fucking sit back and have a laugh for a couple hours on how fucking bad WWE television was in certain years. But regardless, yeah, our conversation on Monday might have sparked something interesting, bro. But however, anyways, man, let's get the show back on track, bro. To the news, man. So okay, we're obviously gonna end you guys with the bad blood stuff, which means we're going to start you guys off with the AEW Warner Brothers Discovery whole little deal that they have mapped out, man, as okay. I'm going to play you guys on the screen the press release from AEW and Warner Bros. Discovery on the deal that they came to. As you see on your screen, Warner Bros. Discovery and All Elite Wrestling establish a new era of professional wrestling with multi-year, multi-platform media rights renewal. Warner Bros. Discovery networks continue to be home to fan favorites AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, and Simulcast, streaming on Max for the first time starting January 2025. AEW pay-per-view events are to be distributed at on Max at a discounted price for subscribers. October 2nd, 2024, Warner Bros. Discovery and All Elite Wrestling today announced a multi-year renewal of their highly successful 5-year relationship with an expansive multi-platform media rights agreement that will provide fans with the widest available access ever to All Elite Wrestling's most popular programming. What am I saying? WBD's network. I seen a W and my reading skills popped in. So WBD's network and platforms will remain the exclusive home of AEW Dynamite's Wednesdays on TBS and AEW Collision Saturdays on TNT, with enhanced distribution rights across social platforms, as well as building opportunities for AEW programming for linear and digital platforms in the future. Additionally, for the first time, All Elite Wrestling, Dynamite, and Collision programming will start starting January 2025 will live stream exclusively on Max for US subscribers only. All AEW programming airing on Warner Bros. Discovery networks will also be available to stream on demand on Max. AEW and Warner Bros. Discovery will collaborate to distribute AEW pay-per-view events on Max at a discounted price, with all marketing and promotions of those pay-per-view events exclusively centered on Max. AEW pay-per-view distribution on Max will begin later in 2025, with additional information and pricing to be shared in the coming months. Tony Khan and the entire AEW team have been incredible partners, and we're thrilled to strike this expanded agreement to deliver amazing new AEW content and stories on TNT and TBS, as well as bringing thrilling live action for to Max for the first time, said Kathleen Finch, chairman and CEO of U.S. Networks at Warner Bros. Discovery. She says, "We are focused on creating fresh and authentic experiences for AEW passionate and engaged sickos fan base." No, I'm kidding. It doesn't actually say that. Well, if it said that in a press release, I would probably fall out of my chair. I'm not gonna lie to you. While also introducing them to our growing lineup of high action sports and entertainment at TNT and beyond. We are honored to announce the extension of our incredible partnership with Warner Bros. Discovery, said AEW CEO, GM, and head of creative Tony Khan. This extension continues the tradition of iconic wrestling events broadcasted on TNT and TBS, while establishing a new legacy for AEW through weekly live streams on Max for years to come. We want to thank David Zaslav, Kathleen Finch, and everyone at the Warner Bros. Discovery team for their tireless support of All Elite Wrestling since its inception, as well as the AEW fans, talent, and staff that make this possible.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. Okay, so first and foremost, okay, stay in the cage because I know you're ready to explode. Okay, um, so just hold on for a couple more minutes, bro. Okay, this is there's a lot of confusing elements in here. Okay, there's a lot of confusing elements in here. So it says that the exclusive home of Dynamite is going to be on TBS, and the exclusive home of Collision is going to be on TNT. Then they go on to say that these programs will stream live exclusively on Max. So are they exclusive to TNT and TBS, or are they exclusive to fucking Max? Because if they're streaming on Max, that means they're not exclusive to TNT and TBS. So that I didn't understand. One thing I did understand, and one thing I've been asking for a very long time, as well as I think every wrestling fan that watches AEW, my God, we are finally going to get on-demand watches of old AEW pay-per-views. It only took you 5 years, but we're finally there. And that I'm very happy for. That I'm very, very, very happy for. And again, before people take me out of context, I'm happy for AEW. Okay? Let's just get that out of the way because people wrestling fans. The most annoying part in all of this, and honestly to me what makes this an utter just disappointment for fans that have watched AEW and supported AEW through the shit years, and
Right now.
the good years, as well. I felt we should have been rewarded for this old ass pay-per-view model that AEW's been running with, yet they announce AEW pay-per-views will be distributed on Max. That's great. That's what we asked for. At a discounted price for subscribers. So basically what you're telling me here is you're going to pay $15 for the service. I believe Max is $15 a month. Basically what you're telling me is you're going to pay the $15 and you're going to pay the difference of what makes $50, which basically you're still going to have to pay $50 for the pay-per-view. It's the UFC model of you got to pay for the service and you got to pay for the pay-per-view. This is obviously huge for AEW because this is a ginormous cash grab at their audience. And I excuse me, I do feel this is the price. As wrestling fans, I do feel this is the price that we do have to pay for the product being hot again, is things aren't going to be so easily obtainable. You know, now that the product is hot, and now that, you know, again, now that professional wrestling seems to be something that is cool again, it's something that these companies are going to look at and they're going to say, oh, okay, well, now we could do this because professional wrestling, you know, as opposed to, you know, a couple years ago, you know, it's hotter than it's ever been. You know, just, you know, because of, just because of what's, you know, I mean, just what's been happening in the professional wrestling landscape. Dude, this is, but for the fan perspective, this is incredibly disappointing. This is incredibly disappointing, man. And I fucking knew, I knew, they were gonna go with that UFC model. They were gonna go with the UFC. You pay for the service a month, and then you got to pay for the pay-per-view. I don't know if UFC's is at a discounted price. So I guess the discounted price is nice, I guess. But I mean, at the end of the day, you might I hope they're still streaming these on YouTube, because at the end of the day, man, it's not really much of a difference. It's not really much of a difference in something that I think a lot of people were looking forward to doing. A lot of people, um a lot of people were looking forward to being able to stream AEW content. They do a lot of pay-per-views a year, and I think a lot of people were going to I think a lot of people were looking forward to being able to easily stream these pay-per-views. And what you presented us here, I can believe they did it, but I can't believe they did it because, dude, you made us wait 5 years for this? Seriously? I don't know, man. For me, and from a fan's perspective, and I know there's going to be people out there that are the financial advisors that are in our comment section saying, well, you're still going to buy it anyway, and AEW's making money. Yeah, I'm not saying they're not making money. Obviously, I just said they're making money, bro. This is a huge cash grab for AEW. From a fan's perspective, this is very disappointing.
Oh yeah, man. So to preference it, like you said, I'm happy for AEW. They're making money. That's a good thing for them. I am glad they stayed with Warner. I think that's definitely a part of their identity. So the part of the identity would have been lost if they went anywhere else. It's one of the ones that I'm okay with. So that makes sense, and that's good. From a business side, good they're making money, good for them. Obviously, they weren't going nowhere. They're gonna die, and Tony Khan's fucking rich as shit. He's never gonna let that company die. So they're never going away. They like the fucking dorks were tweeting, AEW is here forever. So there's that. Good for them financially, whatever. Dog. I waited 5 godforsaken years, where like 2.5 of those 5 years have been so ass for all this product to finally be on one service to where you pay the service and you just watch the product. And it's fucking pointless. What, dude, listen, you're going back and watching the old shit. That's really cool. That's a cool aspect. They're lucky. Max has a lot of good shit besides AEW. Because even if it was just AEW, history and footage and whatnot, probably wouldn't have just got it. But obviously Max have shit like the Penguin, whatnot, and that shit's fire. So you kind of gotta watch it for that shit, but or have it for that type of shit. But man, you have to pay $15 godforsaken a month, and then you get the pay-per-view at a discounted price that just equals the price pre getting Max. So I hope it doesn't go away from YouTube, because we might as well just keep buying her off YouTube like we do. You might as fucking well, because it's the same thing no matter what. It's so pointless and negates the whole point. And Tony Khan, dog, you have like 10 of these things a year. So I'm expected to pay 15 times 12, for the year, however much that be. And then around 10 times a year, I have to pay technically still the fucking full $60 or $50. But if you want to say the discounted price, which would be, hold on, I'm 35? Would it be 30? I think, yeah, 35. $35 10 times a year for fucking shows like Wrestle Dream, the show that's building up to be not that good in my opinion. What are you doing here, bro? 5 years for this, dude. Very disappointed from a fan side. I think, obviously, like you said, it's the price we have to pay for, pro wrestling being hot again. They're gonna, companies get greedy. The bigger something gets, the more the audience has to pay and whatnot. But, dog, I thought it was, Matt, when waiting 5 years for them to be on Max, and ever since their pay-per-views went to YouTube, and they actually ended up getting taken off of Bleacher Report. I'm fine watching the pay-per-views. Yeah, obviously it sucks. You got to pay for it, but like the actual ease of watching it is pretty easy with just buying it off YouTube. So what's the point of Max? You're just doing extra for nothing, for really nothing in return. Like that is insane. The price they want it, and I'm glad they kind of bumped their tickets back down. Not like I've been trying to go to any AEW shows,
They got
but
no
at least
choice.
they did that.
They got no
You got
fucking
no
choice.
choice. I mean, they're filling 2,000 seats per fucking show in a fucking 15,000 seat arena every week. So I kind of got no choice but to lower them bitches. But dude, it's just so disappointing. Waited 5 years for this, and it just disappointed the hell out of me from a fan's perspective. And the fact that they got their money, they got their happiness, and they got their good look. They renewed Warner, they're making money, all this, all that. Product's gonna stay the same, dude. There's gonna be no change, up in quality after this TV deal. If anything, it's probably gonna get only worse because the TV deal secured. Obviously, for some reason, I mean, Warner needs some money. Obviously, they're fucking happy with 600,000 people watching your weekly show, so not much is gonna change from that. So overall, from a fan's perspective, very disappointing.
It is. It is. It's very disappointing. Now again, I'll sit here and shut my mouth if the discounted price for your pay-per-view is $25,
Crazy.
$20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll shut my mouth. But if I'm a betting man,
Yeah.
I'm going to sit here and say it's going to be around $30 to $35, which is going to amount your $50 that you would have been spending any fucking way for the pay-per-view. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go out on a limb, and if I'm giving a honest prediction here, I think that's going to be the case. And for that, that's really annoying. And like as far as the content, like Sir K was saying, I do fully expect the content to stay the way it is, or if not, get worse, because Tony, if this was Tony Khan's push to getting the deal with Warner anyway, that was not a very good push. He put on a lot of bad content. He put on a lot of bad Dynamites and a lot of bad, Collision, a lot of senseless shows, okay? He put on a lot senseless shows. He has Collision and Rampage that he doesn't do anything with. He puts on a lot of bad Dynamites, and he managed to get himself this deal. He probably thinks he's untouchable. The worst thing he could have ever done was taking control away from Kenny, Cody, and the Bucks, because they each focus on a division. They did not wear, they did not try to wear
Everything.
all these different capes, and they didn't, like Tony does. He wants to wear all these fucking capes, and he wants to be the superhero of AEW, the mastermind of AEW. He wants to, Lee, who the fuck puts in their press release the GM, head of creative? Like, dude, you're so full of yourself, bro. Dude, man, I ever since he did that, the quality of the product has went down. And the only shit that is good is the shit that's handled by the talent themselves. If a certain
Oh yeah.
talent is working on their own stories, it's pretty good. More than likely. It's pretty good. But I'm telling you, majority of the stuff that he has his hands in the cookie jar of, it's not good. And I'm telling you, the worst thing he could have done was take control away from his EVPs. When he took control and trust away from his EVPs, the focus on the show in certain divisions went down. You see it with the tag division. Does anybody miss the Young Bucks ran tag division? Because I fucking do.
Boy, do I.
And look at what's happening now. Look at what's happening
It's the
now.
Rand Through tag team division.
That tag division is so cooked, it's not even funny.
It's non-existent at this. Like, it's literally non-existent.
It's not.
It's so disappointing with everything. Ever since he took creative away from them and put the whole company in his singular hands, it fell apart because no man could fucking do that. he's doing an impossible task because it feeds his ego.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. And again, they weren't exactly straight with us with a lot of things on here. I mean, like I said, I thought a lot of this was a bit was a bit odd. I mean, like saying these shows, Dynamite and Collision, are exclusive to TNT and TBS, but then say they're going to be exclusively streamed live on Max. So I don't really know what the point of that was, but I don't know. I wish they would have been a little more straight with that. And dude, this is a press release, bro. Why didn't you just come out with prices, and why don't you just lay everything on the table? I mean,
Exactly.
this is the big announcement, right? This was the big announcement everybody was waiting for. And a bunch of it is, well, you guys got to wait for this. You guys got to wait for this. I mean, dude, I don't understand why they didn't have all that mapped out before the deal was made, but anyways, according to Variety, AEW has officially signed a multi-year media rights deal with Warner Bros. Discovery. The deal is valued at upwards 150 to 180 million per year, somewhere in that range, per year, when all elements are taken into account. AEW shows Dynamite and Collision will remain on TBS and TNT exclusive, respectively. And for the first time, AEW programming will stream on Max simultaneously,
Oh.
so it's not exclusive. I okay. So it's exclusive to TNT, TBS, and Max. All right, whatever. For US subscribers, and will be available for stream on demand starting in January 2025, as the pay-per-views will be available at a discounted price. As for AEW Rampage is done. AEW Rampage is not a part of the deal. I'm assuming
Oh.
starting in 2005. And for Shockwave, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Tuesday and Thursday are the days most likely for AEW Shockwave on Fox, if such
Oh
a
my god,
deal is finalized.
they're gonna fucking put it on Tuesday, dude.
They're gonna get
I know
obliterated. They're gonna get cooked
exactly.
by trainees. They're going to get cooked by developmental.
Oh my god, they're gonna put it on fucking Tuesday. Tony Khan, his ego. It's
Yep.
gonna speak to him like the Green Goblin mask, and he's gonna fucking put it on Tuesday. And he's gonna get, dude. The show got canned. How do you? I said that last Friday, I think. How do you sell a show that got canned? Just hey, Fox. You guys want to buy this show that Warner wouldn't buy? Why? It doesn't get much viewership or much attention, but you want to buy it anyway. You want to have it compete with a division of WWE? Like what? Are you stupid?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Bro. Hey,
I'm
you were
telling you,
watching the
Bill.
old stuff.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
How old are we
but
talking, Bill? How old are we
exactly.
talking?
No, but like it's so true, but Bill, we say it all the time, man is just like Vince.
Oh yeah,
Books just like him. He's literally Vince, but instead of stupid storylines, it's no storylines. That's the only difference.
dude. When I tell you we used to come on here and sing AEW's praises, like sometimes I'll go back and look at like old clips that I posted on like TikTok and whatnot, or like my Instagram reels. And I'll just be sitting there thinking to myself, man, if you would have asked me back in 2021, how do you think the
Mm-hmm.
professional wrestling landscape is going to be in 2024? I would have told you WWE is probably not selling out any arenas. They're on dire straits. They are like dead serious, like a dying company in terms of fan interest. Obviously we all know WWE is going to make their money, but in terms of fan interest, I would have told you the company's dying and AEW is absolutely running shit. That is what I would have told you. That is what I would have told you a couple years ago. If you had asked me about if you had asked me, how the professional wrestling landscape would look in 2024, this I would have never expected. I would have never
No,
expected.
like, dude, he it's insane the flip that happened in this industry where come 2021 to now completely flipped on its fucking head. At one point we were contemplating just not covering WWE, really just covering AEW, and dude, everything completely flipped on its ass, and it's all Tony Khan. Bro just lost his mind, man.
Dude, well, yeah. I mean, bro, when I tell you there was a serious paradigm shift in the wrestling landscape, uh dude, it is insane to think about. It is insane to think about how much things change. But um hey Bill, we got some interesting news on Mrs. Ava's father. But it's looking interesting, bro. Um but yeah, man,
Better.
so AEW Shockwave Tuesday or Thursday, I'm telling you, bro, if it's Thursday, if it's Tuesday, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed at AEW because I'm gonna be pissed at AEW because they're gonna get cooked by developmental.
And
They're
they're gonna fucking get mad at WWE for it. It's gonna happen. Oh, Sean just had to bring out blah 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 just to beat Shockwave. Like, no, bro. You guys picked the fight and you got your ass whooped. Why are you complaining at them? Dog. I hope it goes on
gonna
Tuesday. I want it to fail so bad.
if it goes down to, I'm gonna get pissed again because they're gonna get cooked by developmental. They are and with that, Shawn Michaels is probably going to refuse even further to call people up because they are big stars to him and he does not want to lose them in the battle against AEW Shockwave. And again, he already used to do that. He already does that in general, and they're not even going up against anybody. But if they're going up against AEW, he's going to refuse to let a lot of those big stars go. And I'm talking
Hmm.
when we all want Trick Williams to get called up. Not going to call up because he's got to stay against and fight against Shockwave. When we want Oba Femi to get called up, Tony
Yeah.
D'Angelo, they're going to have to stay back to battle AEW Shockwave so Sean can stick it to Tony Khan.
Especially when if they get a lot of ex AEW guys in NXT, you think he's not gonna want to have those ex WW AEW guys beat out an AEW show on his show? They'll never leave that fucking show.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. So, yes, it looks like Rampage is done, and they're still trying to hammer out a deal for AEW Shockwave on Fox.
On Fox,
Fox.
garbage ass Fox. Oh man,
If Fox thought using the black screen and the mute button for WWE was bad, just wait till you get AEW product. They're gonna have to be on serious duty. Um, putting that black screen out and putting that mute button on for AEW crowds and promos.
literally, like, dog. You better hope MJF, Mox, none of those guys are at these fucking shows. None of your good people.
Yeah. So
I'm telling you, Logan.
yeah, I'm to AEW, and then if you put it on Thursday, bro, I mean, what is the point of that? You know damn well you're just gonna film it after Dynamite on Wednesday. It's gonna air on Thursday. People are already gonna get the spoilers. You're gonna put a bunch of dumb, stupid shit on there. Maybe the first 2 weeks you're gonna put some big names on there, and then after that it's gonna go right into Hip Sabian versus Tomohiro Ishii in a six
Hmm.
man tag against a fucking 18-man group of Nick Wayne and and hologram, and we all know what's going to be on Shockwave. It's Rampage. It's not a new show. It's going to be Rampage with a fresh coat of paint, but the fresh coat of paint does not make the stain go away because it is still going
Mhm.
to be the same shit we're used to on Rampage. It's just going to, again, it's going to have a fresh coat of paint, and they're going to ship it and sell it to Fox because Warner didn't want anything to do with it. I don't know why Warner wants anything to do with Collision either, but for some reason they do, and it's not a new show. It's not a new show. It is a fresh coat of paint on AEW Rampage.
Literally.
As for RO, actually, from what I heard, nobody wants ROH. I heard nobody wants ROH.
No.
I heard they tried to get it on True TV, and I don't know. Either True TV denied it or they're still in the process of making something work. But True TV's the front runner right now.
Blue
So
TV don't even want ROH, bro. Like, just these people were marking out when fucking Tony Khan bought it too. Good lord.
I was
He
fucking
he
marking
he
out. I thought he was going to do something with it.
he fucking vinced it. He bought it just to fucking have the assets and do nothing with it.
At this point, I wish I know Samoa Joe was trying to push Triple H, or not Triple H, but push WWE to buy the product in 2021, and they didn't fucking listen to him. At this fucking point, I wish they would have.
Wish they would have. Man. Uh,
I did see I seen NXT got pretty close to 1 million, and I did see Dynamite got like 680 for
mm-hmm.
their fucking 5-year anniversary show. Come on,
AEW.
ridiculous, ridiculous. I want to know how many people were in the building. I'm interested.
Probably like 2,000.
5 fucking years, 2,000 people. Um, NXT was very mid. NXT was very. There was not much. There was not
Oh
much
yeah.
on a debut episode. No Motor City Machine Guns. No. It was Trick title win, which I don't even. I don't know. I don't. Well, I don't even know why they took the title off Trick in the first place, and I don't know why they had Ethan Page hold it for. I guess he held it for 3 months. I guess it was pretty okay reign. I
Yeah.
don't fucking know anymore. I don't know. NXT, Dynamite was around 400 to 500. Really? Oh my god. Hold on.
Just can it, dude. Oh my god. Just start over. That's insane, dog.
Dynamite this week. Okay. So NXT got 895K. AEW Dynamite got 680. That is the that's the rating for but regardless, man. Man.
Oh,
Uh
good lord.
so that's the news on AEW and all their TV rights. That is the news, man. So it looks like it's not much not much is changing overall, except for we're gonna get on demand now. So yeah, that's that. Um
Attendance. 500 people in attendance.
oh no, you're
Dog.
lying. Hold on.
Dog. Just. Uh, man.
There's absolutely no
500. Holy shit. We have
way.
more people watching our shorts. People showing up to Dynamite. Come on, dog.
Let's see. Wrestle. Oh God. This is what I really care about here. Let me just Wednesday, October. Oh, oh, brother.
Oh no.
Um,
Oh no.
Wednesday, October 2nd, for the 5-year anniversary. They had 4,400 people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it might have been like oh, that was probably the Rampage number when Rampage started.
Oh, 100%. Oh, you know half those people tipped.
Oh, you know it every time.
Golly. 4,000 people. Fucking 5-year anniversary show. So, like I
God.
said, that's the news on AEW and their media rights deal and their media rights negotiation. Like I said, it's great for the company. You know, it's a great cash grab for them. But is the product going to get better, and is this good from a fan's perspective? And I know a lot of people don't like to think that way because a lot of people like to think they work for AEW, but at the end of the day, we don't, and we're fans, and we're obviously, we obviously want to save our dollar. And, I know that doesn't resonate for a lot of people, but, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking for the professional wrestling fan, and I know Sir K is too. And, that sucks. That sucks for us
Mm,
to put it plain and simple. It's good for AEW. They got their money and whatever. It absolutely sucks for us. It does. And yeah, there's nothing that's going to change my mind on that. Like, unless these pay-per-views at their discounted price is like between $20 and $25, but I just don't see that happening. Because again, if you charge $15 for the service and you charge $30 to $35 for the pay-per-view, I might as well just spend the $50 every time you guys have a fucking pay. So it
might
doesn't
as
make much of
well.
a difference.
No, it really doesn't.
So that's that. Speaking of AEW, according to Fightful Select, Bobby Lashley has signed a deal with AEW, and he has an impending debut. Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin all nailed down their deals a number of weeks ago. Tony, please,
Tony, please use them.
please, dude, please do right by the Hurt Bit. Please. There is so much you can do with these guys. Just please. Please do right with the Hurt Business. I do not want to see these guys be another faction Tony uses for their first feud, and then they go away, and we see them pop up on Rampage, or in this case, Shockwave or Collision.
Oh,
I don't want to see them facing the Outrunners, JD Drake, and Hologram in a 32-man tag team match. I don't want to see that. Okay, I want to see these guys involved in story. I want to see these guys build on what they already have done. Okay, please, Tony, for the love of God, please
oh,
do
dude.
right by the Hurt Business. Will he? Probably not.
No, exactly. So, you know, like you said, I just hope it all goes well. I hope they actually use them. I don't need to see fucking Hurt Business versus FT are always fucking tied to someone's hips. I don't need to see that. I want them to be used on Dynamite. I want Bobby Lashley to be used in actual genuine singles competition. Um, so I hope they get used. I really do. I hope they get presented well and presented consistently after their first feud. I really do. So could be really good. Should be really good, but it's all about how Tony Khan handles it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And like we say, with every act in AEW, this is only going to be as good as Tony Khan wants it to be. And the thing is,
Mhm.
you know, these guys, Bobby Lashley, Shelton, and MVP, they are all great. But if I'm being honest, they do not present what Tony Khan loves in a professional
Mm-mm.
wrestler. What Tony Khan loves
No.
in a professional wrestler is the amount is the instant classic ability. And can you go out there and put on a match for the
Tier
ages?
match.
You know,
Mhm. That's all he wants.
yep, can you go out there on any given night and put on again an instant classic? Can you go out there and put on a timeless classic for Tony Khan in front of 500 people in the Collision Arena? Can you do that? Can you have the ability to put on a match for the ages in your sleep? Do these guys possess that? Not necessarily. These guys are more of gritty. These guys are more
Mhm.
speaking.
MMA style guys.
Yep. Speaking of gritty, whatever happened to the grizzled young veterans that debuted at AEW's biggest show of the year? Whatever happened to them? Just throwing that
Ready.
out there. These guys don't exude that. And therefore, that's why, honestly, and everybody knows how much I love Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley was one of my favorite guys on the roster in WWE. I love Bobby Lashley. I think he's came a long way from when I first seen his debut in WWE when he made his return to WWE in 2018. This is a whole different guy. I love Bobby Lashley. He's one of my favorites. Was one of my favorites on the
Mhm.
WWE roster. Happy to see him coming into AEW. He does not exude what Tony Khan wants in a professional wrestler, and that is why I put no faith. As much as I want to
Yeah.
see Bobby succeed because Bobby is great, he does not exude what Tony Khan wants in a professional wrestler. Um,
No.
so that's what I'm worried for. That's what I'm worried for, man. And I'm just and the way it's looking already, their first order of business in AEW is probably going to be putting over Swerve Strickland. And if that's the way we start with the Hurt Business, then the only thing Tony Khan's hurting is them. So
Yeah. Literally, they should be coming in to decimate a group, as their start man, not fucking lose to just to get Swerve over, and that's all that's gonna happen, man. Yeah, it's scary. I hope everything goes well, but I highly doubt it.
and I just really wish that when Triple H was making those teases for the Hurt Business, he would have went through with it. I really
I
wish he would
really
have went
wish.
through with it, man, because now this group is in AEW, and this is probably something Tony Khan is just going to do to spite Triple H, similar to what he did to signing half of his NXT darlings just because, just to stick it to him. And I really wish that WWE would have went through with this, and that is a major fumble on Triple H's part because, dude, the dynamic of the Hurt Business versus the Wyatt Six would be amazing. It would be amazing.
Oh, dude,
Um,
that would have been incredible.
yeah, it would have been awesome, bro. The Hurt Business versus American Made would have been awesome. Eventually, the Hurt Business versus like the Rascals, if they all get back together in WWE, would have been nice. It would have been very nice. The Hurt Business versus the Bloodline. How did that never happen?
It never happened. Somehow, like that's just insane.
It is. And that is a major fumble on WWE's part, and I hope Tony Khan doesn't make it an even bigger fumble on his part. But if I know Tony, and we all know
He's good at
Tony
it.
and his style of booking, we had an unscripted earlier this year titled AEW: The Kings of Killing Momentum, and they're
What
about to
they
show
do.
you that, especially with
Mhm.
factions. I'm telling you, he's just like
Oh,
Vince. He's just fucking like
he's
Vince.
just like
He can't fucking book a
he's
faction to
just
save his life.
yeah, but fucking nothing to save his fucking like, come on, dude.
That's the news on Bobby Lashley coming into AEW. I obviously want nothing more than to see Bobby succeed. I don't have no faith. Sorry.
Oh,
All right. Speaking of AEW's competitor, one of their competitors, or maybe one of their soon competitors again, NXT. NXT, man, they've always been known for the gold, right? The black and gold. Or most recently, the white and gold. Well, NXT did a whole rebrand, like we talked about on Monday, and last week's episode of New. We talked about how NXT was going to be going through a whole rebrand. Well, we got the rebrand, and as you see on your very screen right now, here is the new official logo for NXT on Tuesday nights, as well as brand new NXT championships for the the NXT Men's Heavyweight Championship and the NXT Women's Championship. The tag belts will be in defense next week. So I'm assuming we're going to get new tag belts. As for the North American title, I feel like that's going to stay the same. I feel like they will.
Overall, if anything,
Yeah,
they'll change the gold to silver and call it a day.
definitely. Definitely. But the new logo, well, it looks like we're going away from the black and gold, even though there's still gold in like the graphics for NXT and there's still gold in the belt. I wish they would have completely moved away and made it all black and silver. That's just me though,
Mhm.
but I want to know how you feel about it, man. So yeah, I wish I just wish they would have I wish they would have I wish they would have just went all black and silver personally. I wish they would have just got out of the
Committed.
yes, 100%.
Definitely, man. But I like it. I like the rebrand, black and gold. We can talk about it all day, how great it was, how great the look was, all that stuff. But I think it's a good change. I think it's a really smart change to just go from black and gold to black and silver. And I like it. I dig the new titles. The rendering images of them don't look great, like the ones you guys are seeing now, but like in person, when Shawn Michaels finally stepped out of the way to show the titles, they look really good, dude. They look really good. They're little too UFC in design, but overall, I like them. I think it's good. I dig silver. I love me some silver. So I definitely dig the fuck out of it.
100%, 100%. Yeah, I like the silver. I like, the silver and gold as long as it's not like bronze or any sort of weird,
Yeah,
kind of like metallic type color like that. That, I'm gold and silver, I'm cool with. I think they look nice. But yeah, I think this looks nice. I think they look nice. Like they are very UFC. They are very UFC. I definitely got to agree with you. I definitely agree with you on that for sure. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm glad. Like Bell says, I'm glad those rainbow belts
oh,
are gone, dude. Ilya Dragunov walking around with a rainbow title was the stupidest thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life. But um, regardless, I'm glad they're gone. Glad they're gone. But like I said,
same.
I wish they would have completely took gold out of everything. No gold in the graphics. No gold. Um, no gold in the titles. I wish they would have just fully committed to the black and silver. But overall, they don't look bad. And again, I'm not tripping over it or nothing. But I think they look nice. And yeah, I'm glad we're out of that rainbow belt era. And I think the vibe for I think the vibe for the new NXT logo looks nice. And I did see a lot of people saying, the NXT logo is a silver, it has a silver border with, silver and gray, kind of black and gray type and white in the letters. And SmackDown does as well. SmackDown has a silver border with like black and I guess in that case blue would be the color. And I've seen a lot of people saying they think the new Raw logo is going to be something with a silver border with like red and black in it, which I could absolutely that being the case. And I feel like that's very dark and grungy, which fits Triple H's overall vibe for the show. Even though I like the Raw logo now, to be honest, I think that's what they're gonna do.
Definitely, I think so. Triple H, he loves that like dark, little grittier, underground tone to things. It's what he did with the
Yep.
SmackDown logo. Obviously, NXT is NXT, and I feel like he might give that like that edge to Raw. Maybe give it like I used to have like that chain link behind it. I could see him adding like those type of elements in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I did see a lot of people saying that, like I said, they think they're gonna, judging off the logos we got, it's gonna be some sort of silver border with like a black and red, how they did silver border, black and blue with the letters for SmackDown. I could see that being the case, but um, that we will just have to wait and see on. And that's the rebrand for NXT. Overall, I like it. I think it looks a hell of a lot better than the rainbow shit they had going on. Because yeah, that was just hideous. That was hideous, man. Way to make great titles look so weird.
Weird. Looked like they were dipped in gasoline. Just you get, I did not like them.
You might as well have dipped them in gasoline. Fucking threw them right in the fire.
I'm on
Um,
here.
So yeah, man, that is the news on the NXT rebrand for NXT, and it's I'm sure next week we'll probably be talking to you guys about what the new tag belts look like. Because like I said, the tag belts are on the line next week with Frazier and Axiom. So I'm sure that they are going I'm sure they're gonna unveil new tag belts that look similar the ones we showed you. So speaking of one of the guys that we were just talking about carrying the NXT ship at one time in his career, Ilya Dragunov. Last night on Raw, it was announced that Ilya Dragunov is out of action with a torn ACL and will be out for 6 to 9 months. And with that, there was a reason behind WWE acknowledging Gunther is the reason why Dragunov got injured. It was to create a bittersweet moment and potentially and potentially set up something for when Dragunov makes his return.
And it's so unfortunate, dude. What a horrible time to get. Obviously, it's always a horrible time to get hurt, man. But especially, you just came up to the main roster recently. You're probably being ready to be, really used in like storylines and whatnot very soon, and this happens, man. So that's just. It always sucks, man. I really wish the best in his recovery, man.
Absolutely, man. Obviously, everybody knows how we feel about Dragunov. Dragunov's one of the most talented
Hmm.
guys on that roster. And at the earliest, he's going to be back is April. So maybe the night after WrestleMania, we see him. The latest we could see him 9 month route, which I hope is not the case, is July. Um, which sucks. But I'll tell you, if Gunther still has that world championship, which I think he'll be in the middle of doing something with John Cena, to be honest. But if Gunther still has that world title, when Dragunov comes back, we need to see a new Ilya Dragunov. I don't mean new attire. I don't mean a new character. I don't mean anything new necessarily about him. I'm saying we need to see
New
something
attitude.
new in his booking
Hmm.
because this Dragunov has been too calm for my liking. This Dragunov has been a little too laid back. This Dragunov isn't really that dog that we all remember in NXT UK and NXT. That man was an absolute monster. And when he comes back, I need to see that in him because it was told to us that Dragunov was
But
going
never
to
should.
be treated with the same amount of importance as as he was going to be treated with the same amount of importance as Gunther was. It's been everything but that. So I need to see that.
Oh, 100%. I gotta bring him back. New attitude, and new booking strategy, man, because he deserves way better than what he was getting before this injury.
Yeah. So what really sucks is if these rumors about them putting the title on Dominic is true, Dragunov was about to enter a feud with Judgment Day. So was
He
Dragunov
probably
going to be the inevitable one to beat Dominic Mysterio for the IC title? Because if that's the case, God, that's unfortunate.
It sucks so much, dude.
It really does. Really does, man. Speaking of injury news. Braun Strowman. Brian Alvarez reported on Wrestling Observer Radio that Braun Strowman was injured with the belief that it is an apparent torn groin,
Oh,
although the
okay.
exact injury has not been confirmed.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, God.
Can't even, I don't want to picture that. I'm just thinking of like Cody's chest, but nah, bro, I'm okay. That's horrible.
That is horrible. And like I said it on Monday, man, Braun was limping. Like when he was running, like you could tell he was like, this man could barely move his
I,
legs, bro. I thought his knees were just shot. And
I thought it was knees.
now it is evident that it seems that this man could not climb the top rope because every time he moved one of his leg, he was probably stretching out his groin, and it probably hurt like hell. That sucks, and that is a horrible, horrible injury. That is a horrible injury. This one, from a guy's perspective, is almost um
That's terrifying. It's like
from a
kidney stone level. Like fuck that.
yeah, from a guy's perspective. The only other injury that I could think from a guy's perspective that was worse was when Aleister Black was out with a ruptured testicle.
Oh, I
Oh,
could, man.
that just sounds.
Oh
Oh God,
man.
that fucking sounds like it. Oh God,
Oh, it sounds like hell. I
I
can't
don't
imagine, dog.
I don't even want to begin to
No,
imagine what that feels like, bro. But ugh,
but I truly do wish the best for Braun. It sounds like a fucking horrible injury to go through, let alone wrestling through that.
yeah,
You gotta respect him for that, man, because I probably couldn't. I'd be laying there crying like a bitch, probably, because fuck that. So that's unfortunate. I hope everything goes well with that, man, because that's just, I couldn't.
yeah. Okay, jumping back over to the mid card scene for just a second. According to Wrestling Observer Newsletter, WWE is planning a huge babyface turn for Braun Breaker following his loss to Jey Uso for the IC title. Breaker is expected to become one of the top babyface stars in the company sooner rather than later. Huh. Um,
Mm,
so I could see why WWE wants this to happen. I could see it. Do I think you still had a little bit more gas out of a Braun Breaker heel run? Yes, I do. That's the only thing that's kind of iffy about it to me. But overall, bro, if you look at this, Braun is already mega over.
mm-hmm.
He's sort of, he's every week on Raw, he's doing his dog thing, and the people are barking with it. People love that shit. People eat that up. People love him just because of his physical, just his moveset and just how just athletic he is, and
Power.
yeah, and what he can do athletically with that amount of power. I mean, it's pretty amazing to see. And like Logan's saying, I do kind of think they should kind of have him in the middle there for a while as a tweener. I do maybe think it's a little bit early to fully commit with him as a baby face, but again, if he being a baby face doesn't always mean um being a baby face doesn't always mean, you're John Cena. You know what I mean? You're going around shaking hands and kissing
Hugging
babies
babies.
and
Mm-hmm.
doing all that type of stuff. It doesn't always mean that. So, and I think Braun will be able to pull it off, and I think people are going to resonate towards him because he's going to be more of a badass baby face, and I think people are going to like that about him. And I think people will resonate to it. Again, do I think that, there was a lot more, they could have done out of a heel run from Braun? Sure. But at the end of the day, you know, it's like it's not necessarily, it's not the end of the world. He's gonna do just fine as a baby face, I think. Even though there was maybe a little bit more they could have got out of the heel run. It's not going to hurt him at all.
No, exactly. I don't think it's gonna hurt him. Like you said, I think he did have a little more gas in the tank in terms of a heel run, but overall, I'm okay with it. I trust them. They love the guy no matter what, so it's not because, it's not a punishment face turn or nothing. It's just the way they think it should go, and that's the way, and we'll see how it pans out, man, and I'm intrigued. So, I have trust in WWE and Triple H.
Definitely. There are reports that WWE is planning a major feud between LA Knight and 14-time world champion Randy Orton.
Mm,
Not gonna lie. So, if Orton, I'm assuming Orton would have to be a heel for this to take place. So, are you gonna do the heel without having him turn heel on Cody? Because I just don't know how I don't know how that sounds, bro. I feel like a lot of I feel like if you're gonna turn Orton to a heel, I feel like it would almost have to be on Cody Rhodes, and then at that, like,
gotta be against Cody.
maybe this is gonna be what they do for Mania. Maybe so. Maybe Orton's gonna feud with Cody first, and then go after LA Knight.
Maybe,
Overall, I don't know, but what I
but,
do know
like, it's weird. It's real weird. I don't know. Yeah.
with us, I think you're bugging out.
You there? Yeah. Where's that? Uh, Wi-Fi is good. Not my end.
Yeah, mine.
I don't even come back. We're good.
Uh, you are incredibly blurry.
Or-
Okay. Okay. Move your camera smidge to the, I guess it would be your right. There, a little bit more. There you go.
Very
Okay.
bad.
Out of it, guys. It's not. That wasn't even a fucking Wi-Fi problem, dude. Now the cameras are fucking with us. I don't know.
It just
It never
makes no
ends,
fucking
bro. It never fucking ends. Anyways, I apologize for that. Okay. WWE is planning a major feud between LA Knight and 14-time world champion Randy Orton. Bro, now your camera looks extra creepy. I don't know what's going on.
like
I don't know.
I don't fucking understand, dude.
I give up. Um, I don't know if this is what they have planned for Mania, like I was saying, because is this the Mania match? Because I feel if Randy were to do this, he would have to be a heel, right? Which,
Mm-hmm.
when would the feud with Cody happen? Is it just not going to happen? Is he just going to turn heel on LA Knight? So
Kevin Owens.
or Owen. I don't know how all this. I don't know how all this is going to work, bro. But I mean, this sounds nice. I just don't know when they're gonna do it. Like I said, it kind of, I don't know. It just comes at a weird time. Like I said, I could see this happening at Mania if Cody, if Cody isn't facing Randy at Mania. I could see this being the Mania match. But at the end of the day, is like I said, when is Randy gonna turn heel? Is he gonna turn heel at after Survivor Series? Is he gonna is he gonna be Cody's feud going into the Royal Rumble? Like I don't know why they just didn't do this over the summer. I thought this would have been a great summer feud, and Cody didn't really have anything to do over the summer anyway. He was just wrestling randoms. Wrestling AJ
Exactly.
Styles, he's wrestling Logan Paul. He was wrestling things that sure they were banger matches, but there was no interest in them.
No,
I don't know, man. I don't know, but the feud itself sounds very good. I just don't know how the inner workings of all this are gonna work.
definitely. It's very intriguing to see what this is going to be, how this turns out to be. Um, yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how all this is going to work. I'm confused, but also, like I said, intrigued. So we'll see how it goes, but don't know how they're going to set this all up and the when.
And dude, don't do not have Randy and KO team with Cody and Roman in War Game, please. I
Oh,
don't
it
want to
is
see.
no. I don't.
I need the OG
Well,
bloodline, please.
it's the whole fucking point to this thing is bloodline versus bloodline. Anything else, and I'm not interested.
Me neither, bro. Me neither. So, speaking of a member, actually, speaking of the member of the bloodline, OG, well, a member of the OG blood. WrestleVotes is reporting that so far the plan is for the tribal chief Roman Reigns to participate in the men's Royal Rumble in 2025.
Hmm.
This is cool. I believe this is for the first time since 2020, so it will have been 5 years since Roman Reigns been in a Royal Rumble match. But overall, man, I like this. Overall, I like this. I think this is I think this is going to be a great addition to the Royal Rumble match. And if Cody is facing Dwayne, I fully expect Jacob
Oh,
Fatu to eliminate Roman Reigns from the Royal Rumble, because if Cody is facing Rock and it's not Roman, Roman's definitely facing Jacob at WrestleMania. No question.
100%, man. So it's going to be real interesting the face offs we're going to see in this Royal Rumble with, Roman being a part of the Rumble. That's going to be really cool. I think definitely Jacob's going to toss him over that rope, dude. And, Rock's going to maybe be in that match. Maybe that's how he gets his shot. But I really don't think he needs to. I think it's already essentially guaranteed just by name and promo work alone. So I'd say give, the actual Rumble win to someone outside this feud. But it's very interesting to see how all this is going to go. And then Jacob, that shit's gonna go crazy when we see that man toss him out that ring.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of there's a lot of interesting names going into next year's Royal Rumble, man. I mean, if you look at people who could be getting title matches, you're looking at The Rock. I guess there's a sliver of a chance just because he's in there, Roman Reigns. John Cena. You know what I mean? Who's
Mm-hmm.
gonna face Gunther? Oh, is it gonna be
Mm-hmm.
Cena? Is it gonna be Orton? Are they gonna do Orton versus Cody? So there's a lot of ways they can go, and there's a lot of names that they can put in this Royal Rumble that obviously potentially hold a lot of weight to win the match. And
Yeah.
I hope it's not disappointing as it was this year, because this year's Royal Rumble, the
Mm-hmm.
2024 Royal Rumble match, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
It was pretty lame.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there was almost no there was almost
Special.
no there was no build towards Mania. There was no nothing. There was almost nothing. Oh,
Exactly.
so yeah, I mean there was no build for Jimmy and Jay outside of the first 5 minutes of the match. They gave us another Gunther and Cody tease that was never expanded upon. I mean it was underwhelming. It was underwhelming, and then it was a back-to-back Cody win, which was, I mean, we all wanted Punk, and
And
obviously that didn't work out. But in the moment, we all didn't know Punk was hurt. So in the moment, I just remember being very let down, man. But um anyways, bro, WWE. WWE, man. We got to jump over to some half WWE, half AEW news for a second. Because Bryan Danielson filed for the trademark to the term yes, yes, yes at the end of July this year. This came to be as Bryan's manager alerted him that it was free to trademark and didn't cost much. Following the application, Bryan stated WWE sent some form of legal letter implying that he was infringing on this or whatever, despite it being free to trademark. As of around September 20th, the trademark filing was labeled as abandoned. WWE on September the 30th, so just a couple days ago, filed the trademark for the term. Bro,
mm,
why do y'all got to do this to Bryan? Like, dude, it's fucking Bryan. And I love how he's still doing the yes, yes, yes. Um,
that's the thing. I don't know how like hard each side is fighting it because he was just doing the yes chant on Friday or on Wednesday after his win. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why WWE couldn't have just let him have it. I mean, it's fucking Bryan. He's like, it's Bryan. Like, bro, this is not some hated man in the industry. Like, bro, it's fucking Bryan. Just let him have the trademark. But even if that's the case, he's still doing his shit anyway. So, I mean, I'm happy for Bryan, and I just want Bryan to do his stuff. And it looks like Bryan's still doing his stuff. So I don't think it's anything, I know, and like Logan says, I don't think Bryan cares that much to sit here and fight legally with WWE. I think Bryan's like, I mean, I think he's like, okay, whatever. If I can use it, I can
Okay.
use it. If not, then okay.
It is what it is.
I mean, he went
He's
through
not
the
looking to make money off merch or nothing.
Yep, he went the first 2.5 years in AEW not doing the yes chant any old way, so it's not like it's gonna fucking matter much now. But yeah, man. I mean, and I mean, Bryan doesn't need the trademark for everybody to associate yes, yes, yes with him. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, but I don't know why WWE had to go about it like that in the first place. It just seemed a little odd to me that they were kind of giving Bryan this whole runaround. It was just a little weird to me, bro. But yeah, bro. So that's the news on Bryan Danielson and the trademarking behind the yes, yes, yes. All right, man.
Exactly. So, mhm.
On to some controversial news. Triple H was under the heat lamp this week in the IWC on Twitter
Shocker.
for being a racist. Bill Bryan, however, AEW.
Yeah, I think it's their get back for, the
I
Penta stuff.
I could see
Or the
that.
Ray Phoenix.
I could see that, and yes, it's petty of Tony Khan, and it is petty of WWE, but my response is, it's Bryan. What did Bryan do? Bryan's like the nicest guy, at least from what we know of Bryan. He's like the nicest guy. Like, I don't know, seems petty, but that's the name of the game in professional wrestling, bro. Pettiness. So Triple H was under the heat lamp earlier this week in the IWC. Yo, what up, Durante? How's it going, dude?
How you doing, bro?
Triple H was under the heat lamp this week for being a racist, as fans noticed that the last black male wrestler to win on a premium live event was Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam 2022. Well, WWE is reportedly now aware of the lack of representation for black male wrestlers on WWE. According to Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful, WWE has been made aware of it. It's a thing that I don't think came to mind necessarily. I've never heard anyone say, yes, this was intentional or anything like that. I did hear people saying, well, that's obviously something that will be addressed now, but now we will have to see how it is addressed. It's more about black male single talent getting featured. If it's more about black male talent being featured, I don't know what you people are complaining about, in all honesty. Because, bro, sure, they're maybe not on pay-per-views as much as, people would like, but bro, who is fucking on pay-per-view as much as people like? I mean, dude, half the fucking year we've ran through pay-per-view cards saying, well, you could have put that on there. Well, you could have definitely put that match on there. Well, you could have definitely. So people trying to pin this on Triple H as this is a racist act, you're a fucking idiot. You mean to fucking tell me Triple H is a racist after all the male black talent that has been pushed under him? I mean, with Vince McMahon, you might have had a fucking case, but bro, Triple H? I mean, come on, man. And again, you're complaining, you're complaining about people not being featured on pay-per-views. I don't think it's a thing of Triple H not featuring black male talent. How many times has he not featured tag teams? How many times has he not featured some of the best acts on the show? Chad Gable and Uncle Howdy. How many times has that happened?
Fucking
But of
Bronson
course,
Reed on pay-per-views.
dude, in the beginning of Braun Breaker, I mean, he's on pay-per-views regularly now, but in the beginning of Braun's run,
Yeah.
how many times is he not on a pay-per-view? But of course, the IWC, since they have nothing fucking better to do, let's go ahead and make this about race. I don't think this has anything to do with race. And I'm not going to sit here and run down all the black male talent that Triple H has pushed and kept under his tutelage, because I'm not playing that game, bro. Triple H is not a fucking racist. Carmelo Hayes has been one of the best parts in ring about SmackDown over the past, over the summer, since he's been called up. And don't even get me started on Obafemi, because, bro, that man is destined. Oh, dude, a couple months ago, there was a report that WWE sees Obafemi as a future WrestleMania main eventer. Yet Triple H does not want to feature single male black talent. Are you fucking serious?
Never fails.
Look at Trick Williams. What? Bro.
Yeah, man, Twitter discourse.
So stupid, bro. It's so stupid, man. Dude, the New Day, bro, has been pushed as one of the greatest tag teams of all time, because they are. And they've been pushed and they've been featured on WWE television. They're one of the best parts about Raw right now. But of course, typical IWC, they have to pull the race card and they have to. But regardless, I'm glad WWE is seeing this more of let's have black male talent be featured more and not let's get people on the pay-per-view because of the color of their skin. And I agree with that. Let's actually get them featured more. Let's not put them in a spot for reasons. You know what I mean? I agree with that, bro. Let's get these guys featured more, and they will be. I genuinely do not know what all the discourse was, but it seems like WWE is taking notice for it, and they're moving forward with this with the right mindset of let's get these guys featured, because if they're featured more, maybe their stuff will make it onto a pay-per-view. Let's not just get people on the pay-per-view because of the color of their skin. And trust me, it will be time very soon for Carmelo Hayes. You don't think Carmelo Hayes is going towards that United States Championship? I mean, are you stupid? You don't think you don't think Obafemi and Trick Williams are fucking destined for greatness in WWE? Come on, bro. Twitter, bro. Get the fuck out of here. That shit.
Twitter never fails. That shit never fails.
Yeah, man. So that's the news on WWE and their premium live event representation, or their representation regardless, of black male talent. Apparently Triple H being
They were calling them, what do they call them? Triple K, which actually, that one's actually kind of hilarious.
Triple K. Oh my.
That shit, that shit cracked me up, I can't lie.
I hate wrestling, bro.
Fucking
Triple
dude,
K.
there's something else.
What the fuck? Yeah. But, you know, I logged on to Twitter a couple days ago, bro. I seen that shit.
First problem.
I said, you gotta be kidding. This is what we're doing now? Now Triple H is a ring. Okay. Okay, people. So, according to WrestleVotes, WWE Elimination Chamber is headed to the United Kingdom in March of 2025. Ahead of WrestleMania 41, the current cities leading to host the event are Manchester and Birmingham.
Hmm.
Also, one other thing on the Triple H discourse. I have to cover my bases here. IW. When I say they should not push any people onto the pay-per-view because of the color of their skin, I mean that for all colors of skin. Okay. But again, regardless, I do not think Triple H does. I don't think he specifically looks at the talent and says we're gonna snub him from the show because he's black. I don't think that's what Triple H is sitting in Gorilla doing, in all honesty. So yeah, but anyways, back to this. WWE Elimination Chamber is headed to the United Kingdom in March of 2025 ahead of WrestleMania 41. The current cities leading to host the event are Manchester and Birmingham. Well, looks like they're going back to the UK for Elimination Chamber, and this sounds good, bro. This sounds good. I'm cool with this. I'm obviously always cool with the international venues, and Elimination Chambers always always a fun show, being that it's the final stop before WrestleMania. Obviously, last year they did or this year they did Perth. Last year they did God, what where's Sami Zayn from? Yeah, it's not Calgary. Montreal. They did Montreal. Now this year they're doing or this year they did Perth. Now it looks like they're doing the United Kingdom, bro. Now it looks like they're doing the United Kingdom. Man, that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome, bro. I really like that. I'm really messing with that, and I think it's gonna be a great crowd for a great show.
No, definitely. I'm excited. It sounds really good. Crowd like that for Elimination Chamber. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I think that's looking real good.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Before we get on to the bad blood predictions, According to PW Insider, WWE has locked in their plans for what will main event Saturday's Bad Blood event. It is currently slated that Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes versus the Bloodline will main event the show. Whilst CM Punk and Drew McIntyre is currently planned to open. Bell says no comment. Bell, what kind of beef do you have with Manchester and Birmingham?
There's got to be a beef there. Is it like some type of beef? Is it a soccer or football thing?
It's soccer. Don't give Bell that point. Don't give Bell that point. It's soccer.
Trying to be
Hey,
nice
Bell?
here. Make fun of their music enough. Okay.
I'm never trying to
You're
be
trying
nice to Bell. Okay, that's the deal.
Oh, I'm sure that's actually very true, Bell. Them tickets are probably gonna be fucking insane.
So it looks like Bell's trying to go to the event, and she's running into the same problem we're having for WrestleMania nowadays. These fucking ticket prices. Fuck. I get that.
And
I get that. I'm not gonna lie, I thought there was a lure to Manchester and Birmingham being associated with Bell in some way. I thought there was some
exactly.
sort of soccer beef. I thought there was some sort of beef in the soccer department. But
Hey, Bell, every country ain't the USA, so it's soccer, dog. But no, it looks good. I'm excited for those crowds. They produce some of the best crowds, so I'm excited.
we got some of the best soccer world. Okay, I don't even keep up with that shit. I'm gonna just go out on a guess.
I don't even think we got like a national team or anything.
That's a great question. Bell, how many soccer teams? See, Durante's chiming in, bro. It's soccer. Anyways, back to Bad Blood. Now that I've got my joke for the week.
Oh, they just have a single team. There's just one single U.S. soccer team. Holy shit! It's just called the United States Men's National Soccer Team. That's it.
Don't we have the Chicago Fire? What are they? Are they not considered? I know.
That's probably like a college level thing.
No, I think that. I
Yeah.
think it's pro.
I mean, probably like name.
I don't know if it's like
No one
maybe
in
that's
the
like a
unit.
U.S. league.
Yeah, it could be their U.S. league.
Over 1,000 football teams. Oh.
Okay, name them all. Soccer league system.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they got going on. But anyways, back to this. PW Insider says that Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes versus the Bloodline will main event the show as CM Punk and Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell is currently planned to open. Well, before we get too far into this, I think there's a very plausible reason why, or maybe it's plausible to you guys, maybe it's not. Cody Rhodes, while speaking on the Pat McAfee show, McAfee told Cody he heard the big guy was set to return at Bad Blood this weekend. When Rhodes then asked Pat which one Pat was referring to, as Pat looked at him in shock, while saying that he just told him everything he needed to know. Who is the big guy?
You guys,
Is it Ryback?
you guys know what we're doing. Dude, we're getting Ryback back. Let's get it.
Is it The
Right,
Rock?
the Death Rebel theme.
The dude,
Heat.
The Rock. Is it The Rock? Some people might have been saying it's Jimmy Uso. Some people might have been saying it is Paul Heyman. Some people are even suggesting it's Brock Lesnar. I don't see that, especially.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how
Yeah,
much.
right.
I don't know how much he has hands in this Vince doc, but there's a lot of publicity around Vince right now. And if they bring Brock back right now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Brock ever comes
Got a
back.
good look. I don't think he does. At least not this year, or more than likely next year either. I don't think we see him back. So it better be The Rock. If that fucking tag team match is fucking main eventing that pay per view, it better be the fucking Rock.
It better be, bro. It better be, man. And yeah, if it is going to main event the show, I heard The Rock will be in Georgia tomorrow for a football game. So I don't
Hmm.
know. I don't know if that has any. I don't know if that has any implications on what might happen, but regardless, man, it looks like could be seeing a surprise return tomorrow at Bad Blood, which is going to be very interesting. But if they have this tag match main event the show for Jimmy Uso to walk out there, I think
That ain't gonna get a good reaction.
you could have had Jimmy wait a little. I think you could have had Jimmy come out a little bit earlier in the show. So
Hmm.
I think, I think that is, I think that's, I think that would be I think that would fall a little flat in my honest opinion. But the only way this main events the show, the only way this main events the show, man, is if it's got to be The Rock, because
It better be.
you're kind of, it's still going to be a great match, but you're kind of doing a disservice to Punk and McIntyre here, being that this show is based off the return to Hell in a Cell, and it's going to open. That's a little that's a bold decision, and it better be The Rock if that's the case, because that is a very bold decision to do for the Bad Blood main event.
That's very, that could be a very bad decision, depending on how it goes. It has to be The Rock for its main event, man. And hopefully everything goes well, man. They're hyping up God damn it. They're hyping up the Hell in a Cell match. So I think it should have main evented, but if they're gonna make this tag match main event, they better have made it the main event for a reason.
Definitely. Definitely. So, the Bad Blood predictions.
Man.
Finally time. Finally time, man. Bad Blood predictions, bro. With the first match on the card, we have Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley with Dominic in a shark cage. Who you got,
Hmm.
bro?
I think I'm still have to give it to Liv, man. I think she's gonna retain. I think per Rhea thinking, okay, Dom's up there, he's not really gonna fuck with the match. I think that's gonna be the opportunity for Raquel Rodriguez to come in and help Liv, and Liv's gonna retain.
Definitely, man. I'm going with a Liv retain for this one as well, man. I think, yeah, I mean, we heard about Raquel coming back a couple weeks ago, man, and I think that I think that Raquel is going to play a factor here in Rhea Ripley losing. I think she's going to be the new muscle for Liv Morgan. Heel run. So that's what I'm predicting. That's what I'm predicting, man. As yeah, that is the news on that is the news, or that is my prediction, rather. Not the news. We're done with the news. That is my prediction
It's
for this
good.
match. I think Raquel returns, and I think Liv Morgan holds on to the belt for a little bit longer.
Definitely, I think so.
Definitely. And with the next match, speaking of more Judgment Day stuff, Finn Balor versus Damian Priest.
Ugh.
uh, hmm, this one could go either way. Um,
I feel like Damien might get this. If Rhea loses hers, I feel like they might give Damien his.
I think being that Judgment Day lost at Bash in Berlin, I think
Oh, they
Judgment
did.
Day sweeps here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and
Okay.
say Finn for this.
Okay. I definitely understand. We'll see how it goes. I hope so.
So that is that's that match. So you said you got Finn for this one or Priest for this one?
Yeah, I'll go with Priest.
Alrighty. I'll go ahead and take Finn Balor on that one. And for the next match, Balor versus Nia Jax. Women's Championship. Um First of all, I don't even know why this is on the show. I would have absolutely replaced this with Sammy versus Gunther. I absolutely would have.
Oh, million percent. Which,
Um,
there would have been an uproar for more women's matches on the show, so.
but being that, being that a certain somebody could be coming back on the show, I think I know why Nia Jax got this spot.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think it might be the time
Oh my god,
for
they're on the show.
good old
Undefinable.
Vagabond.
Yeah, obviously I'm gonna go ahead and say Nia Jax here.
Oh, 100%. It's obvious Nia win. Just setting up the Charlotte Flair return.
Definitely. Which actually maybe might be setting up a Naomi heel turn.
I think they are, too. I think her and Bailey are going to feud after this.
Definitely. And with the next match, the Hell in a Cell. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Who you got, bro?
Oh, man. I think it's... I want it to be Drew. I want Drew to win the feud at the end of the day. I don't know if he will, but I want Drew to win the feud. So I'm going to say Drew McIntyre. I think he should. I think it makes the most sense for Drew to win the feud. But maybe he doesn't, and maybe, he takes his anger out on the on his next feud, which, could be Wade Barrett. But so I could definitely see him losing this to win the, his next feud with Wade Barrett. So I wouldn't be shocked if Punk wins.
Yeah, absolutely. That is fully what I'm expecting to happen here. I do not see Drew McIntyre. I think Drew is gonna lose this, and it's gonna make his character more bitter. As
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk, I think is going to propel him to Gunther. I think Gunther is the next. I think Gunther is the next action for CM Punk. I think that's the next. I think that's the next route for CM Punk to go. As yeah, I think Punk is going to move on to Gunther, and I think Drew is going to move on, and I think he's going to start some beef with Wade Barrett. And yeah, man, I think CM Punk is overall going to win. I obviously want Drew to win the feud, but I don't see it going that way. And yeah, I mean
No,
it's already been reported in the past that WWE's plan is to do Gunther and Punk, so I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
I think so.
So with all that, for the main event for the show, we have Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns taking on Jacob Fatu, Tribal Chief Solo Sikoa.
Don't know about the Tribal Chief name, but
Yes,
tag team match, man.
have to acknowledge Tribal Chief Solo Sikoa.
Jacob
Man,
Fatu. I mean, Solo Sikoa.
oh no, it's definitely not Jacob Fatu, man. Jacob Fatu doesn't have to follow.
This is a Ula Fala. It
Exactly,
makes me the Tribal Chief.
exactly. You
Fucking
heard him.
A.
Don't make him repeat him. This. Oh.
Like they haven't been seeing it for fucking 3 years. Fucking explain it to me, man. Oh, that fucking promo was something else.
You know he's the tribal chief, bro. He's a full-time WWE superstar and he's a full-time manager at McDonald's. That's what
For
he is,
working two
bro.
jobs.
Oh, exactly. He is. He is. He's working two jobs. It's insane. It's insane out here how much the tribal chief is doing for the community. Solo Sikoa.
I
Man.
was grinding out here.
Hmm. I could see that. I could see them doing. I could see your manager Logan is saying Solo and Fatu are going to win, and Fatu is going to face Cody at Crown Jewel with Roman facing Solo. I could see that.
I could see it. I could definitely see that.
But I could also see Roman and Cody winning with The Rock coming out to confront them afterward.
Mm-hmm.
This one I
I
could
could,
see
yep.
going either way, man. I genuinely could. I could very well see this going either. But man, this is a hard one, bro. This is a hard one. Overall, I think I'm gonna tip my cap to
It's tough, dude, because literally it all depends if Rock's showing up or not. And he very well may not.
Yeah, it's very true. Remember, he was supposed to show up at the debut episode of SmackDown, man. They seen his Ford Raptor in the parking lot.
These fucking TNA Ford Raptor and oh fucking Rock, man. See that Ford Raptor? Yeah, it means the Rock's here. He would just park it in the parking lot and just walk all the way into the arena like he's not the fucking Rock.
You know what, man? I think I never thought about it like that, dude. But I think I could very well. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and say, Logan. Logan, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
You know, Logan,
You kind of sold me on that. I'm gonna
I think,
go.
yeah.
I'm gonna say Jacob and Solo win the match. I think Fatu pins Cody. I think, to put my own twist on it, I think after the match, they're going to attack Roman and Cody. And I think Roman and Cody are going to end up getting the moral victory. I think they're going to beat up the bloodline after the match. Then Rock's going to come out if he
Mhm.
comes out. I think that's what's going to happen. That's my final prediction for Bad Blood. I think that'll be what happens.
And I think with that ending, also plant seeds for so kind of be Jacob Fatu because he's the one that pinned the champ. Solo didn't pin the champ. He did what he couldn't do to Cody. So that'll peak that rivalry even more.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a good point. I could very well see that being more seeds planted in the story between Fatu and Solo. So that's going to be my final prediction for this one. I'm going to go ahead and say Fatu and Solo for this one, man, with Rock going up at the end of the show. But with all that, man, that is going to do it for this edition of Notorious Heels Podcast, man. This is episode 234 of the news, man. And with that, thank you guys so very much for joining us here today on this episode of the news. Catch us tomorrow night for the WWE Bad Blood 2024 official show review, man. We will be live tomorrow with the review for Bad Blood, as I'm very excited to share with you guys what happens on the show, man. So should be interesting, and I'm very for it, man. With that, that is going to do it for this edition of NHP. This has been episode 234 of the news. Thank you to everybody who came out, hung out with us, man. Durante, Logan, Bell, my man Naysayers, bro. Thank you guys so very much for joining us, whether you guys are here now or a part of the replay. Thank you guys so very much, as always, for joining. With that, that is going to do it. It has been always a pleasure. My Johnny Mayhem.
And I
Johnny.
Cirque. And I Cirque.
And with that, that is going to do it, man. Thank you guys so very much. And with that, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you all tomorrow night for the Bad Blood 2024 official show review.
Peace.